Okay, so today is November 22nd, 2024, about 9 a.m. in the morning, US Eastern Time. As I think about the time and I think about the global time, some places it is in the afternoon, some places it is the weekend has started, it's in the evening. Time. We think about the time, but it's an interesting concept that they say, in some sense, time actually doesn't exist. It's we human follow the time, because anything that we think about is already in existence. If it's in the past or future or present, it's all in existence, and we just have to align ourselves with that. It's the frequency, whatever frequency we are in, we manifest. The part why we don't usually realize is that when we get to that new state, we look at the other as the past or future. I think our brains are wired that way. It kind of, I know it's kind of very random, but sometimes I think about that how we don't realize that, but even though we know it is true. Anyway, today I'm today just making the video more for a consistency's sake. I don't really know what to talk about. Well, in some way I have a lot to talk about, but at the same time, today I'm thinking to keep it short. Also because I gotta do some stuff that I had to do. So I think the good part is, as I do this video, it reminds me too that I should do my gratitude practice, 3 new gratitude every day, and the intention setting and visualization. And as I do these videos and I practice that on the videos, it's actually staying in my mind more throughout the day. And we are always breathing anyway, right? So sometimes I just take a deep breath and even think for the day to go well, and it does help. Somewhere I saw, it might have been on the Insight Timer app, there was a quote by somebody, I can't remember who, where it said deep breath is the what was it, like for our soul, deep breath is the I wish I wrote it down, sort of like it's a healing thing for our soul, something like that. I wish I wrote it down. It was like a one sentence, but very powerful, very, very powerful, because it made me think of that, like we are always breathing. I think we take about 22,000 we breathe about 22,000 times in a day. And interesting thing is, we don't even remember once to take a deep breath out of those 22,000 or 20,000, how many ever we end up doing. So more we do that, we are coming back to the present moment, and we are living life, because otherwise we are on autopilot all the time. So it's important to do that, and then doing 3 new gratitude. It's very simple things to kind of. I had my coffee from this cup today, so I'm grateful for that. Grateful that I had a good Bible study yesterday, and yesterday my daughter Alice, she came with me, even though she was playing on her iPad as we were discussing, because she was excited to go because it was somebody's birthday, so they had a cake, so she wanted to go for the chocolate cake. So that was fun. I got to learn new things there, and I'm grateful that this evening I'm actually going to be meeting one of my friends, and yeah, I can't really smell anything. I can hear the sounds outside. There is some sound, I don't know what it is. I can hear myself talk, and very far away, maybe the sound of the cars. And I can see different objects here, different colors of objects. So I'm kind of using my senses. I taste the coffee still, even though I finished it maybe 20 minutes ago. And it is a little cold in here. That's why I'm wearing my flannel shirt, which you probably figured out. And thinking-wise, I'm thinking right here, right now. And I'm also thinking that, okay, I need to return. I have 2 library books that I have been thinking for the last few days, but whenever I go out, I forget to take with me so that I can return the library books. So thinking also helps. It brings you the awareness, to, as you keep practicing the present moment with all our senses. It's always remember to do the 6th sense, which is our mind, and it can be looked at a different way, how the 6th sense work. Napoleon Hill's book Think and Grow Rich explained it best way, how our 6th sense work. Anyway, and finally the affirmation, which I'm going to do off camera because I have added quite a few since I did the Tony Robbins training last week, so that's too many to do on the camera, plus it might get boring. But all of these are great to keep ourselves in the zone, meaning it's easy to fall off track of our goals and things like that if we are not consistent. I was looking at a LinkedIn post, and I found this new person on YouTube, which I started watching a few videos of his, Dan Martell, and he coaches and teaches different tricks about leadership, whatnot, which always fascinates me. And he talked about 3 C's. One was community. What was that? Community, content. And there was another thing. I should write it down, or maybe go see the post one more time. And I just discovered it last night. So YouTube has a lot of different content. Sometimes you may randomly bump into them, or you may hear from somebody. But what I figured is anything or anyone that resonates with you, go deep with their teachings. Like, for example, I go watch Mary Kate's video. And I shared it with some of my friends, and they could not actually connect with our videos, but somehow for me, I really, really feel connected with her. So one way to learn and grow is to finding somebody who deeply resonates with us, and then going deep with their teachings. Because from the Tony Robbins training, I actually had a very interesting discovery about myself, and a lot of his training is about that interesting discovery of yourself, who you. Because he says, you like who are like you, or you like the people who you want to be like. Meaning, if your friends might be similar, you may have similar mindset, and that's why you are friends. That's very easy and common. But normally, also you like people who you want to be like. So that, meaning, if you find a mentor and a coach who you want to be like, that we don't always have a mentor and coach like that. And for me, that's something that I realized. I'm like, I at least at one point I had one or two people who I would get coached from or mentored from, but right now I figured that I don't really have anyone like that. And so I'm trying to learn things from some of those YouTube personalities that who I want to be like, where I go to Toastmasters and I love public speaking. Like, it's been about 10 years I've been with Toastmasters. At some point maybe I want to do a TED Talk, and I'm like, okay, so that type of thing. It's not only about the speaking per se, a lot of other things around that, learning. So I started following some of those people. And oh yeah, this is an interesting thing I learned from one of his videos about with the leadership. Because in my in the last 10 years, I would say, I have worked with very large teams, and my goal or focus is always to remember to be empathetic, because we as human beings, our default nature is not to be empathetic. And that is true, because it goes back to our subconscious mind, 95%, and a conscious mind, 5%, because the autopilot is like always in flight or fight. So we have to consciously remember to be nice and kind, and remember to give people the feedback to that they have done good, and appreciate all of that. So for me, those are really, really key, and I really live by that motto as much as possible, where Simon Sinek says that be the boss you always wanted but you never had. And I know that when I do that, there are other areas where I am not as good. And in the past, I would struggle with that I felt like I have to be good in every area. And that is not the case, that we all have our own unique style. And if I want to be good at everything, then I won't be good at anything. And this is something I learned over time, that whatever I'm good at, whatever I'm passionate about, just learn more about it. And then this guy talks about deepest desires and dreams. I thought about it more about from personal perspective, like my deepest desires and dreams are travel, go to different places and stuff. But we also have that for our work, or the things that we want to, excuse me. Now, even if I'm a person who loves traveling, I don't want to travel like, go for a trip every week, because then it won't be fun. It'll be like too much, it'll get exhausting. So the time when I'm not traveling, what do I want to do? So, like from work perspective, when you are, so his point was, from work perspective, if you are if you are managing a small team or a large team, it's important to learn what are the dreams and deepest desires and dreams of your team members, because that is what will help you as a manager and also your team members. Because I say this because I think I did it in some aspect but didn't go as deep, and that was a new thing I just learned. And what I also figured when I was listening to that video is that same rule applies with your friends, with your family, because we care about people who care about our dreams, right? We care about the people who care about our dreams, and if we always remember that, our personal relationships and our relationships with our friends will be better. That's what the psychologists also say, that that our deepest desires and dreams are the reasons why sometimes if we have conflict with people, is because our deepest desires and dreams, from that is what our values and beliefs are formed. And when we have a conflict with another person, Tony Robbins would say we don't necessarily have a conflict with that person, we have conflict with our values and beliefs with their values and beliefs. And those values and beliefs are formed generally the way we when we grow up in our childhood, and as later on in life, when similar trigger happens, it just reaffirms those values and beliefs, so they get stronger and stronger. So when you want to remove those beliefs that no longer serves you, and that's why it is so hard to remove, because if you think of a tree or like a weed, if it's a tiny weed in the garden, you can just pull it up. But imagine that weed grew, became a big tree, and if it's like this big, the surrounding of the what do you call the tree trunk, I guess. If not, you understood what I meant. You can't uproot it that easily. It'll take a lot of energy, a lot of help. Only then you'll be able to uproot that belief, because I'm going to use my pen also so that it sticks in my own head. So imagine that initially, if the weed was like, okay, only this thick, you take it out. And then over time, over the years, that weed grew and it's like this thick, and now you can't really get it out by easily. You need maybe a shovel or something, right? So because it's much thicker and bigger, but by now you know that belief and value is no longer serving you. But to uproot that, you need help. And so that was an interesting concept that I learned, because we know that our deepest desires and dreams, to fulfill that, we need to uproot it. But even though we know, you just have to keep practicing, keep learning and growing, then we'll be able to. So yeah, that was a very interesting concept I learned, and I just thought I'll share that. Other than that, for now, when it comes to progress, here and there I talk about progress. I'm grateful that I'm making these videos. I kept the consistency with it. Oh, the third one was commitment, I think, if I remember. Community, content. No, actually, sorry. I should write this down for myself because I'm gonna forget. So first one was community. Second one is content. Third one is consistency. So what I mean by that is for any goal. So let's say if it's going to the gym, which I use that example a lot. If you have people around you who follow the similar regimen, if you're going to the gym, eating healthy, thankfully some of my close friends are that, so they're inspiring me because I'm trying to lose weight. And if you see some of my friends, they're all very healthy eaters and exercise regularly, slim and trim. So which is a good thing because that helps me to keep going in my journey because I want to lose quite a bit of weight. So that community helps us to reach to our goals. And content in that sense is, depending on what it is, the whatever, in this case I'll use the example of YouTube. So when I'm making the YouTube, there's a content, these are the content. So I'm creating the content, and the consistency is like, look at this, now I'm 21 minutes. I thought today I'll do quick, but I guess the morning videos sometimes I talk a lot, part of journaling, right? That is the consistency they're talking about. Any big goals, like for gym also, I have set a big goal, so that's why I keep going often, and that consistency is necessary to reach to that goal. So that was pretty good that I learned that this morning, and I thought this really resonated with me, so I thought I'm going to share it here. If you watch it, if it resonates with you, check out those people, Dan Martell, and the other person I talk here and there about is Mary Kate. They're not as popular like Tony Robbins, but you'd see some of their videos may resonate with you. I learn a lot from their videos. Dan Martell, I only found out last night, but I'm one of those people that I keep an open mind, look through things, and then learn new things from new people. Okay, so with that, I'm going to finish the video, and then I am going to do the affirmation. And it's Friday, so enjoy your weekend. Life is short, so enjoy and go do the things that you want to. If there is something that you're putting off for a while and you're like, oh, I gotta do this, I want to do this, but because of this, because of that, those because will always be there. So go enjoy, live a little, have fun. And trust me, you are going to be teaching people around you too to do that. A lot of time I try to remember to do the fun stuff and whatnot to teach my daughter, because I know that so many things she is learning from me. Sometimes if we are sad or whatnot, it's okay. We are not perfect, but being in a sadness and just sulking about things are not gonna bring happiness. Rather, figuring out a way how we can effectively, in a healthy way, you can take care of that emotion and then go have fun. That's important to live a good life. So anyway, I'm gonna finish with that, and take care and enjoy your Friday evening. And I'm gonna make short videos maybe on Saturday, Sunday, because weekends always have a different kind of things. So usually I make the short ones, and sometime at a different time than in the morning. I'll see. Okay, bye.